This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. I am your friendly neighborhood host. It is Carty. Welcome, everybody. Let's show my freshly shaved head. Hopefully you guys are all right. We are doing your favorite show of the week. It is Real Photo Reviews. I do photo reviews twice a week. I do them on Tuesday, and I do them on Thursday, and I do them on Thursday, and I do them on Thursday. Thursday, I'm looking at your portfolio. Tuesday, I'm looking at your portfolio. That's today. I'm looking at your portfolio, basically images from your portfolio that you think maybe should be in there. Maybe you're not sure about an image. Should this be in my portfolio, Carty? That is what I answer today. And also, I tell you if it should, why it should be in your portfolio. And if it shouldn't be in your portfolio, I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't be in your portfolio as well. I'm going to show you mistakes that you need to watch out for when you're shooting, mistakes that you need to watch out for framing, if you're posting your work to Instagram, which I'm sure you are, how to frame your verticals so they actually look good on Instagram. I talk about how to shoot double page spreads, how to shoot covers, and how to shoot ads. That's all. I mean, if you're trying to be a professional photographer, if you are on the road to professional photography, this is the podcast for you. We are going to start with a photographer whose name is Victor Liska. Now, Victor is submitting a self-portrait. I asked you guys to do a self-portrait for me not too long ago, but many of you missed that assignment, so I'm sure I'm going to start seeing some more of those assignments coming in, even if it was missed on assignment day. So, here we are. This is Victor Liska. Victor says, "Hey, Carty and crew. Shot this recently for my website, Made with Pixpa. Let's go, Victor. Glad. I'm not that happy with the image yet because of the shadow in my right eye. I'll reshoot it soon, placing the main strobe more frontal. Any suggestions how I could make it better? Maybe another light from the back to separate me better from the background. Shot with the Sony a7 III 62mm ISO 100 5.6 at 125th of a second. This is this is Victor Liska. Victor, let's go, Victor. Thanks for submitting, my guy. Victor Liska. Thanks for submitting, Victor. So, your right eye, I definitely see what you're saying. I see this light here. I think we could get away with not seeing that light. You could just place it a little bit better, or you could take it out in post. But this light is like, it's only like 18 inches, so that's like a little bit too close. Or it's funny, Canadians, I know both metric and imperial. We'll call this 60 centimeters away. So that's a little bit too close. The light that's coming from this side is too much from this side. And the reason, I'm going to show you, if we just zoom this, I don't know why that shortcut switches pages. It's supposed to make this, there you go. All right. So when you come in too close with the light from the side, what it ends up doing is it shadows this eye. So you can see this eye, this side of the eye is lit, and then this side of the eye is not lit. And if you look at a face and a nose and your eye holes are like in here, once you start coming this far from the side with the light, it's creating too much shadows. It's creating too much shadows on your face. So that's what's happening here. I can see that placement where your light is placed, but it's still too far that way. Now on this side of your face, you can see how it really gives you like that skull face, like when you have no skin and your eyes are punched out, like it really accentuates your eye socket, which is not really flattering for anybody. It's and again, that's because your light's coming too far from the side. This light is kind of canceling out some of the cool dramatic shadow that you would actually have coming from this side, because the side light This is your background. This is you. You have one light here, and then you have the other light basically like here. So this is kind of canceling out too much of that shadow here. It's canceling out shadow all here, which means that this no shadow, which is kind of going down here. Yeah, it's just, I would say that you just need to work the lighting. And then overall, the exposure, Victor, the exposure is under. If you can see here, the exposure is under. I'm going to call this under by 1/3 of a stop. So your white is white, but again, there's so much of your body that's not getting hit very well with the light. You're just hitting here, and it's not bright enough. So I would just bump the exposure on this again when you reshoot it. This is Victor Liska. First one up, Victor. Thanks for submitting. Very good. All right. Who's my next photographer? Let's turn that down just a little bit. Thanks for submitting, Victor. That's why I said Rafael Ortiz, because Rafael Ortiz, you're next. Rafael says, hey, Carty crew, this is a photo from a session taken on January 12th. It's in the 8x10 format because that's the size that I deliver my photos. Okay. Because that's the size that you deliver your photos, why is that the size that you deliver your photos? Why do you decide? Like, that's you deciding that. I would not do that because that limits the use of your photos. If you shoot a photo that's could be 8x10, but you give them the full frame, they have the option of cropping it. I understand why you want to control your crop, but locking it to 8x10, that's not even magazine format. And if you notice all the work that I've been showing you, all the stuff, like there's no other photographers that are doing that. So why are you doing that? Please stop. Like, don't create rules that are just arbitrary. I only deliver my photos in 4x5. And I've noticed that you've been doing that to me. And I'm going to ask you now, I want the whole frame. I'm going to say it one more time. Please give me the whole frame. All right. This was shot. Instead of using a reflector from below, I used the gridded softbox, facing upwards. So you used uplight. Not great. Shot in studio, tethered with a review screen. Nikon 8D50 or D850, 85mm 1.4, ISO 200, f5, 1250 per second. One strobe in a strip box facing 45 degrees up from the floor, and one strobe in a 42 round softbox, 45 degrees down, camera left. I don't agree with this light. Raphael, I haven't even seen it yet. This is Rafael Ortiz. Rafael. The uplight that you're doing, you don't need it. And I think that you could get the same effect with a reflector. What you're doing, and also cropping, pre-cropping, you're actually cutting his boots off. Did his boots exist in the rest of the photo? I bet they did. So, like, you're doing the work that I'm trying to, you're saying, okay. It's like you're not agreeing with me. I'm telling you because you're here because you want my expertise. I'm telling you, don't do that. Right now, if I'm the client and you delivered this picture to me, I would say, where's the rest of the photo? I would say, did you cut the feet off in the photo? Is this where the picture ends, here at the boots? And if you're like, well, no, there's more picture, but I decided to crop it there. And then I would say, well, the boot company is my client, and the boot company is paying to have those boots featured in this picture. So can I have the whole photo, please? Because you shot it on a plain background, I have the option of extending this background and extending that and extending that if you give me the whole picture. So, it's just like when you're dealing with art directors, you don't get to decide that. You don't get to decide their layout because of how you want to deliver it to them. You give them the whole frame. So me being your art director, your photo editor, I'm begging you to give me the whole frame because I'm having a hard time seeing the entire picture because the only thing that I'm seeing is the way that you cropped it. So that's frustrating me now beyond looking at the photo. Your exposure is hot. The exposure here is over. This is over by a third. So you need to definitely reprocess this so it's not so hot. The exposure is, the pose is cool. I'm not sure if this is the same shoot from this kid from the last time you submitted. But again, it's a vibe. It's a little green, like you can see in the skin tone. So I want you to try to work on being neutral. And neutral. No cast. Which means if this background is gray, it should read gray. If this is gray, it should read gray. If this shirt is white, it should read white. Right now, this shirt has a cast, a bit of a cast. You can see it's not neutral. Now the background, if it's blue, then it's too neutral a blue for it to take any kind of a stand. Like, so personally, I want you to make sure that you're doing less in post. I'm seeing you're starting to do less in post, but I'm seeing that there's quite a bit of noise in this image, and I'm not sure if you're adding grain, which again, I'm going to say don't do, or if it's an underexposure thing. An underexposure that then you corrected to be too hot, because I do see a little bit of grain that's a little bit abnormal. All right, Raphael, for me, again, it is a good picture. It is a good picture. I want you to watch the exposure. I notice you have a tendency to shoot your subjects on the 3/4. I want you to practice shooting your people square on. And Raphael says it's a blue background. You can understand it's a little washy. It's a little wishy-washy for it to be actually blue. Like it reads too gray. So I don't know. Like for me, I shoot white, black, gray. Like I try to pick neutrals. And if it's not, then go way further with like a bold, do a bold color. Cause that's gonna punch more than like a very slight blue, which this is a very slight blue. And when you shoot those kinds of colors, it affects the overall color balance of your photo. Because you can see this is neutral gray. And if you're saying, no, that is actually blue. But then now when you look at my neutral gray against this neutral gray, because of this color, it makes your eye see this as blue gray. It doesn't matter how neutral it is. Our eye sees that because of the cast of the background. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on this, Raphael. Again, please give me the whole picture. Please don't be determining what the final crop is going to be. Shoot the photos so there's options. Shoot the photos so I know what a cover looks like. Shoot the photo so I know what an 8x10 looks like. Shoot the photo so I know what a double page spread looks like. Like, give me the options. Don't you make those crops. And if you look at my portfolio, you'll see that I show the full image. So again, we're using intelligent imitation. You're trying to do what pros do. The reason that this is square is because I shot this on Hasselblad. That's the full image. I shot this on Hasselblad, square. So you'll notice, again, another Hasselblad picture, which is why it's square. So you'll notice I show the whole frame. I don't pre-crop my images. So that's something that you also, by using intelligent imitation, you notice what I'm doing, and then you do the same thing. I hope that helps you, Raphael. All right, guys, that was Raphael Ortiz. Thanks for submitting, my guy. You're on to something. I would like to see more subjects. All right, this is Marco Nueves. Marco says, I'm not sure if I'd call this a portrait or just a snapshot. What I do know for sure is how my client reacted when the image popped up on screen. Wow, this is really me. No editing. Shot with the EOS R 70 to 200 millimeter ISO. You didn't tell me the ISO. 1/200th of a second at 7.1. Just one Godox with a strip box doing all the work and grid. This is Marco Nueves. Marco. So For me, it's just body language. There's a couple of things here. Number one, body language. He's twisted. Like it's this sort of weird twist thing with his body that looks very strange. Like, I'll say again, square up your models, especially men, so they're not doing all weird angles with their head. First thing. Second thing is the hat. The hat is down too far with those glasses. In fact, I would say the hat is bordering on like too much. And you can't wear a hat like that, especially with glasses, because it looks weird. So in this case, you have to restyle the hat or take the hat off. Like, take the hat off. For me, the hat is kind of what's wrecking this picture for me. It's the hat, and it's the fact that the glasses are making the hat angle like that there and angle like that there. The look on his face, the expression, all great. The background, I'm sure that's his art. It's a little distracting, but it's okay. For me, I would have made it a little bit more out of focus. I would have squared him up and I would have pulled him just a little bit more off the background. That's my 2 cents. Again, it's a great smile, but you should be able to get a great smile from somebody. You're calling this a candid. It's not a candid. It's just a portrait. Like the way that you described this, you said, I don't know if I'd call this a portrait or just a great snapshot. It's not a snapshot. You've lit it. It's not a snapshot, Marco. It's just, you got to take it all the way. Meaning, when you see this picture and you see how his hat is on his head, you're like, the hat doesn't look quite right. Hat doesn't look right. You know? And again, it's like, it's up to us to, like, we are the experts at styling. So even if he's like, he thinks he looks good in this hat, you say this, hey buddy, can we not do the hat? Because you know what? We're inside. We're not outside. Let's not shoot the hat inside. And it's like, yeah, well, my hair's messed up. It's like, let me see what your hair looks like. Let me be the judge. And maybe a little finger combing or whatever. If he, like, usually, I don't know, like for me, this is the wrong hat. If you're wearing a toque, I think only certain people can pull off this kind of a hat indoors. Him wearing this outside when he's in the snow, got it. Jacket, totally got it. But inside with this sweater, And the sweater, the sweater's a lot. The sweater's a lot. And the sweater part, for me, everything that's happening down here, like, is distracting. And it causes the moire effect, which we've talked about quite a bit. Like, you can see if I make this picture smaller, like smaller, and I move it around, you're going to get the moire effect. So you see how I do this when I'm moving this in and out, how it starts to get digital right there, starts to get digital. So that's another thing that you have to watch. This is contrasty vertical or horizontal stripes, which causes the moire effect, which when someone has an outfit like that, you say, don't wear that. Don't wear that, please. It's going to cause the moire effect. And I mean, not to be so dry, but it's just an ugly sweater. You know what I mean? So for me, this doesn't get to go in your portfolio, because it's bad. It's poorly styled. It's bad styling, bad hat, bad sweater. And again, great shot of him, but he's the happiest picture, but he's the happiest person about this picture because you've got an authentic smile. For you, you can do this with your eyes closed. It's not a strong enough image for your book. I hope that helps you. Again, sharp, focus, yes, all of that stuff, but sadly, that's not good enough. It's not good enough for where we're trying to go. I hope that helps you, Marco. It's Marco Nueves. Thanks for submitting. All right, our next shooter is Anton. Anton says, same spot as last week with a bit of a different perspective. Anton Dudis. Would you dare to walk on it? Thanks for your feedback. Sony A6600, Sigma 18-50, ISO 100, f10, 1/200th of a second. This is Anton Duris. Anton. That's, for me, way better. For me, this is way better. This is way better than the image from last week. It gives me something. It gives me a little bit of a perspective. It gives me an angle. It gives me a juxtaposition as to what's happening under. I like it. Let's see it as a cover. You can see as a cover, it's the cover of a travel magazine. There's people in there, but the people are nondescript. You don't know who the people are. Oops, sorry. You don't know who the people are. So it works for me. It works for me. Let's see this as an 8x10. We're going to hide that cover. We're going to look at this as an 8x10. Like, this works. It works. Here, where am I going? Here was my mouse. There we go. Yeah, this works for me, Anton, because you can see I can go right to the bottom, although I wouldn't want that crane so high in the top, but it just works. This works, Anton. This makes me happy. This brings me joy. I'm giving you 11 for this one. This is the picture, Anton. This is the picture. The other one you have to let go. This is the picture, for sure. This is the photo. I feel like you could bring a little bit more out of this photo in post. There's some really beautiful details down here. So I'm not saying go too crazy with the sliders, but I could help you possibly bring a little bit more out here and down here. Again, that would mean that I'd have to process the raw for you, but again, I like this. There's something here, Anton, there's something here, and this is a yes. Well done. Well done. Taylor? Taylor's happy? You happy down there, Taylor? She looks so. All right. All right, by the way, if you've never seen me before, I'm Carty. I am a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 34 years. It's actually not not these photo reviews, not the photo reviews, but professional photography. I've been a professional photographer for many years. How many likes do we have here? How many likes do we have? I'm giving away free memberships today to you. I'm giving away free memberships. So all you need to do, hit the like button. I got 48 people watching me. If we hit, why don't we say this? If I hit 45 likes, oh my God, we got 18 likes only. Yeah, this is the vibe. This is the vibe. I need you to hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Please, we're trying to do something here. Are you ready to create work that clients will pay for, but you don't know where to start? If you're serious about improving your photography and building a business, my photo reviews are exactly what you need. Here's how it works. Tuesdays, portfolio review day. Submit one image from your portfolio and I'll give you detailed, no fluff feedback on whether it's strong enough to attract paying clients. Perfect for building a portfolio that stands out. Thursdays, assignment review day. Every week I reveal a new photography assignment. You'll have 6 days to complete it, submit your work, and you'll get live feedback from me on Thursday's show. Here's a bonus for live viewers. Stick around to the end of Tuesday's portfolio review show and I'll spin the assignment wheel of destiny. That reveals Thursday's brief 2 days early. This gives you extra time to plan and create something truly special. Here's what you get. Access to my mentorship community. Your submission fee gives you access to my Carty Method mentorship community. You get to connect with photographers at all levels, exchange ideas, and grow together in a supportive space. You also get submission folder access. After each show, you'll get access to join the assignments that actually interest you, and you can submit your work for live feedback. This isn't just about critiquing your photos. It's about giving you practical advice and insights from my 34 years of professional photography to help you grow and succeed. If you're ready to step up your game and create work that actually matters, this is your chance. Visit thecartymethod.com/YouTube submissions to submit your work and join the live shows. Let's make your pictures matter. All right, Belladonna, welcome. Glad you're here. You just asked me literally if I still have a Discord. I mean, it's still there, but nobody is in that Discord. We haven't been on Discord for almost a year, which means you haven't watched me for a very long time, Bella. Welcome back. We have the Carty Method, thecartymethod.com/community. That's how you go. The Carty Method community. We have left Discord like third period French. Too many hacks, too many people getting hacked, too many crypto scams, too many different things. So we let that go. Hang out with the community. There's lots of links right there in chat for you to find out how to join. All right. And again, the community is changing. We are changing the community very soon. We are turning what I call my portfolio community into what is going to be called, my mentorship community, into what's going to be called the Portfolio Lab. We're going to be helping, serious photographers get to the next level with their work. This isn't a hangout like Discord. This is like people who are really building and trying to do something. I'm looking for serious photographers. All right. So this is Charles Fortin. Charles, newly Accelerator membered. Welcome. Thank God you got accepted. Thank God you applied. This is called Forever Young. Ascending Young's Peak in Glacier National Park, BC. We are suddenly engulfed by clouds, veiling the summit in mystery. Image captured on the fly. Show off the Sony a7 IV Tamron 28-70, ISO 100, f13 at 1,000th of a second. Natural lighting. This is Charles Fortin. Charles, this is a yes for me. It's formatted as if you think that you're making a movie. Not sure what's going on there. You can see this is the whole picture, and our cameras don't shoot 16:9, but you're shooting 16:9, right? So understand with this, I need the full frame that your camera shot, not let me make this my whole monitor size at 16:9. The proportion is 3:2. So that's what your camera shoots. If your camera isn't set for 3:2, you can set your photography camera for 16:9, but that's not what we're supposed to do. We're making photos here. This is a very amazing cinematic photo, but when I drop my overlay, I want you to be able to fit this picture within this frame, because this is 2 pages in a magazine, and I need you to be able to see it as 2 pages in a magazine. Please don't crop your photos to strange formats. The vibe is 2:3, because then I can see where the gutter goes down the center of the photo. I can see where the gutter goes down the center of the photo. I can see where your subjects are placed and where text would go. We're not shooting for movies. We're shooting for practical use, for advertising, for editorial. This is an incredible photo. It's an incredible photo, but I'm frustrated because of the way that you cropped it. So let this be the only day that you do that. Cool? I need to see the whole picture is what I'm saying, Charles, which means you now have to post the whole picture either on another photo review so I can look at the whole format, not the 16:9 version. And then with my cartel, when people are doing that and submitting these photos into the submission folder, can you please catch it? Belladonna, I'm in the middle of a show. Please ask questions at the end. Thank you. All right, so Charles, this is very, very, very good. It's technically good. It's grippy. Oops. It's grippy. It's an insane moment, and it's Jimmy Chin. Is basically the way that I'll say it. So this is unequivocally, yes, an absolute 11. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you do need to see what other photographers that shoot this type of work are doing. And your number one photographer that you should be looking at is Jimmy Chin. Now, when you look at Jimmy Chin and you see the way that he crops his work, you'll notice it's the 2:3 proportion. Welcome, Mel. You'll notice it's the 2:3 proportion. You'll notice, right? So what we're trying to do is intelligent imitation. So don't do things because you want to do them. Do things that the industry is doing. Okay? Now, he shoots films, but when he's showing his photography, he shows 2:3 proportion, the full frame. And again, Raphael, Look hard. The full frame. So this is what you have to lock into and be looking at Jimmy Chin so you can see how you can take the type of adventure work that you're doing and then apply it to products. Like this guy shoots cars. And if you look at his, I guess he doesn't really have his advertising. But the guy's work is phenomenal. But you can see, this is Alex Honnold, who's like a free climber. You can see he also mixes in, this is Jared Leto. He mixes in cars, product, people, horses. Like he mixes in stuff that, like even studio photography. But he did it outside, which makes it even doper. So this is what you need to look at. This is what you need to look at and see how this type of photography that you're making applies to commercial photography. Because you're just, it's just shits and giggles if you haven't figured out a way how to commercialize it. So this is why, and also you, Taylor Valentine, should also be looking at Jimmy Chin. So this is a little bit of like a past education to like, I mean, yes, you submit photos, but when you're shooting in a certain style, look how all his photos are 2x3. That's what you have to lock in. So when you give me this, again, beautiful and big, and I love it, but it's not the format. Stick to the script, and I need it to be like this so I can see how it looks on 2 pages. Please repost this to me. You did very well. This is a great shot. I'm giving you love. I'm giving you an 11, but watch the crops, mister. Cool? Thank you for submitting. That is Chris. That's Chris Fortin, right? Let me just get back to that. Yeah, Charles Fortin. Charles. Well done, Charles. All right, this is Lamont DeSalle. Lamont says, hey, Carty, Lamont here. Selected this image as a first set of images from a shoot for a magazine publication. I want to know your insight on this image and let me know if I can keep this for my current portfolio homepage and use as a tear sheet in one of my books. 85 millimeter. Tell me what camera body you're shooting with as well. 85 millimeter ISO 400 f10 at 1/60th of a second. This is Lamont DeSalle. Lamont. Bro. This is so good. There's a couple of things. I want you to watch how high up you're putting your model's face in the masthead. Because anytime you're shooting a vertical, this is a cover, right? So I want you to see how high up here you're putting your model's head. Now watch this when I drop in this as a cover. You can see now like the cover is kind of going across her face. Yes, it works. Yes, it would work. But another thing that you're doing is you're including in your 2x3 frame, because again, it's 2 this way, it's 3 this way. So what you're doing is you're forgetting about all the other crops, because look at this as an 8x10. When this is an 8x10 now, we're definitely cutting her hair. We're cutting her hair off. And also, if we don't want to lose these bottom fingers, we definitely have to cut into the head even more. So the only issue that I have with this picture, Lamont, is it's just a little bit too tight. You're a little bit up close to the background. Unless it's a narrow seamless, you could probably get away with pulling off the background a little bit so you're not having this shadow pushing down here. But overall, Lamont, this is really good. And again, it's why you got picked to be in my accelerator, my guy. It's why you got picked to be in my accelerator. I'm going to look a little bit closer because it's necessary. I'm going to look a little bit closer. I'm going to look at the makeup and the retouching. You're pretty straight. You're pretty much on point. Just when you're doing this kind of lip, just be really on your makeup artist to make sure that she's got it like perfect. She went a little low here in these corners, which is making her lip look a little bit round. Like I would have pulled a little bit sharper here on these edges. Always be wary of the overpainting. There's a little messy here, a little messy here. Especially with a red lip, you can see there's a little bit of bleed over in the corner. But the biggest thing for me is the shape. It's like she overpainted here. This is overpainting, all of that. And I would have caught that and been like, no bueno. Stop doing that shit. Don't overpaint the lip. Paint where the girl's lip is. And the girl's lip is like here. Like that 1 millimeter is not tricking anybody, especially when we're shooting like 50 megapixel cameras. Upper eye makeup is good. Your skin retouching is perfect. Her nails are kind of whack. You can see her nails look not great. Her hands look a little dry, like she needs lotion. So these are small things that you have to watch when you're showing hands, because now when I'm coming into this finger, I'm like, yeah, that nail polish is not looking great. So in that case, you just don't show the hands. And then this one down here, again, you can see how she needs to get her nails done because you can see that grow out. So again, that's just something that you don't want to have to fix in post. You just tell them, yo, make sure you have your nails done within like a day or no longer than 48 hours because I'm going to see the grow out. But other than that, my guy, this is an 11 out of 10. And I also want you to notice the details that I notice when I'm looking at photos. I want you to notice the details that I'm noticing when I'm looking at photos. But you, my friend, you are about to be on a rocket ship because you're my accelerator and you're getting the Carty method hand delivered to you. So congratulations. I'm glad you're here. And Lamont DeSalle, holy shit, you killed it. Well done. Well done. Well done. I got new merch, by the way. This isn't it. You can't buy this anymore, but I do have some dope merch in the merch store. Make sure you go and check the Carty method shop.com. It's all over my channel. I have a duct tape hoodie, which is so dope. And no, I'm not just giving you a blank hoodie and sticking duct tape on it and writing photographer. No, it's actually printed in there, but it's dope because people will think that you just stuck duct tape on your hoodie until they come up close and they're like, oh shit, it's printed, dope. So yeah, it's dope. Anyways, check out the new merch store. That would make me happy. You can just cartymethodshop.com, the cartymethodshop.com. All right, let's see who we got next. You guys with me still? My old people? How many likes do we have? I said that I would gift some members. How many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? Please tell me, please. Because if we got a good amount of likes, I'm going to give away some memberships. We got 62 people watching. 37? Okay. Yo, 62 people watching. I need to see that like number. 45. Can you give me 45 likes or like no one's going to ever find me on YouTube? People are like, dude, why don't you have like 1 million subs? It's like, do you share my content? Do you share my content? Do you make clips and share it? Do you post my content to your social media feed and talk about how much it helped you? Do you do that? Because if you don't do that, that's why nobody knows about me. You're keeping me a secret because you're not clipping and sharing my content or talking about it. You know, if you share my content and talk about why it helped you, it makes you the expert for finding me. And then it makes everybody attribute me to you because you are the one that put them on to me. You know, it makes you part of the chain. Or you keep me a secret and I struggle here at 30,000 subscribers. And by the way, big up. We just hit 30K, baby. We just hit 30K. That, like, it actually breaks my brain to think that there's 30,000 people subscribed to this channel. 30,000. I remember when I had like 700 and 1,000 seeing like 4 digits after my, like was mental, and getting to 1,000 subscribers was like, it was like literally every single person. Like, I feel like, please subscribe to my channel. Like, anyways, now we're just making content that people care about. So people are subscribing all the time. Someone's got a question for me. We're at 45 likes. Hey, guess what, Mike? Did we get 45 likes? Should I do what I said I was going to do? All right, let's set the mood. Let's set the mood. I like to set the mood before I give away anything. So first, mood. Bring a little mood in. Bring a little drum roll in. Bring a little drum roll. Ooh, that's a lot of smoke. Bring a little drum roll in. Okay, my guys and girls, I'm gifting. We got 60 people watching. This, you might just get a gifted membership. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's see. Who's going to get him? Who's going to get him? Who's going to get him? And I got declined. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? Wandering Chick, you just got gifted a membership by the Carty Method. Hey, that's me. Jason Williams, you just got gifted a membership. Jay, I can't believe you weren't a member already. Cap to Red, you just got, like, that's literally my assistant, Jason. I just gifted a membership too. Lo-Fi Hopix, you got gifted. I think I said Cap to Red Studio. You got gifted as well. And Tyler Trace, where you been, Tyler? You just got gifted as well. Good shit. So yeah, you guys are you have access to all my streams and all my members only content. Expect her to be, Mike Steinmetz Mike just put down. Let's go, Mikey. Mikey see, this is because I have the dopest community. So what Mike did is Mike just saw my 5 memberships that I gifted, and he just raised me 5 memberships. So Transparent Eyeball, you just got gifted. Wes, you got gifted as well. And Jared Johnson, you got gifted. And First Class Fish, you got gifted. All of you by Michael Steinmetz. And Overhead Kick TV, you got gifted as well. Steinmetz gifted you all. Well, Mike, thank you. You're a king. You over there, Mike Steinmetz, thank you. My favorite industrial contractor. Love you, my guy. Appreciate you. Thanks for the gift, Mike. Thank you. All right. Let's get into our next shooter, yeah? Our next shooter. I'm getting smoked out here. I can't believe I can't believe I hit the smoke for that long. I don't even know. Thank God the door's closed or the smoke alarm would. And this isn't smoke. It's vapor, but it's so thick that it's so... Yo! Sean Thomas, let's go. Sean Thomas just got the gaff tape hoodie. Let's go, Sean. Way to go, buddy. Carty Crew for life, he says. Let's go, Sean. I appreciate you, buddy. Let's go. Appreciate you. And by the way, yeah, if you buy something while I'm live, it actually notifies you on the screen. It's pretty cool. So this is Jennifer Grace. Jennifer says, this one I shot yesterday. This young gentleman is getting ready to start a DJ business and needed some portraits to start a website and social media account. Well, that's what we do. Portfolio worthy? Question mark. Thank you so much for what you do. Like, really, thank you. I'm sad I won't be able to attend this week's lives, but I will be watching within a couple of hours of. Well, Jennifer, thank you for watching me after the fact. Just hit the comment replay, gang. You know how we do. Hit the comment replay, gang. Jennifer Shaw with the EOS R, ISO 200, f5.6, 1/60th of a second. This is a 2-light setup. This is another one of my accelerator members. This is Jennifer Grace. Jennifer, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. I like the exposure. I mean, the exposure is a bit high. I want to say I like the photo. Your exposure is a bit hot. So I'm going to call this, let's just put my circle up here. I'm going to call this plus a third to maybe plus a half a stop. So you need to reduce the exposure I'm going to call this from 20 to maybe 50%. He is darker in the skin tone than you're revealing here. But the crop is super dope. Let's see this as a cover. Let me just move this cover just a little bit higher. There we go. So yeah, Jen, this, like, it's such an editorial picture. It's such a cover. Like, yes, I love it, but you do need to fix the exposure. Now, I want you to see this as an 8x10. What I would do is I would cut the table away altogether. I would cut just the bottom of the boombox and give him just a little bit of room up here. That's what I would do. Give him just a little bit of room. And then, and then that cuts that wire just a little bit. But for me, this is a yes. This is a yes. It's just the exposure. Your exposure just needs to come down just a touch. It's also a little blue. I'm sure this is either, again, the same thing with this, like, is this a blue background or is this a gray background? If it's gray, it needs to be neutralized. You can see his skin feels cold. So I do want you to recolor balance this. But as far as the vibe and the shot and the energy, this is yes all day. Well done. I'm giving an 11, actually, on this picture, even though the exposure is a little bit hot. Even though, despite the exposure being a little hot, I'm giving you love. It's Jennifer Grace, everybody. Well done, Jennifer. Again, we're looking at people who are in my accelerator. The way that we do this is we start with just people who are in my portfolio reviews, YouTube submissions, then I look at accelerator members, and then I look at people who are in my cartel. So people in my cartel are staff, people who work for me. All right, this is Tia Dunlap. Hey, Carty and crew. This picture's from a birthday photo shoot I did. Her original outfit was a shirt with a fitted skirt and high heels with rings, gold rings around her waist. However, when I saw the detail of the skirt with the gold rings, I suggested that she remove her skirt and heels and put the rings around her ankles, making the shirt and gold rings the main focus. I wanted a more understated, simple look. I was happy that she was open to my suggestion. This was the final result. 5D Mark IV 70-200 and flashpoint strobes. This is Tia Dunlap. Tia, you killed this. You killed this. There's a little bit of skin retouching that you have to do. I'll definitely introduce you to my retoucher. But you killed this. I want to see a couple of things, and it's going to upset you. There's a couple of things that are going to upset you. Number one, the crop is going to upset you because this is not going to work as an 8x10, and I'm going to show you why. Number one, look at this as a cover. It's amazing. Amazing. Accolades, love, smoke for you for this as a cover. But here's the problem. Magazines are not 8x12. Nor are they're more like 9x12. Magazines are like 9x12. Instagram and also model portfolios are 9x12. Instagram, on the other hand, is 8x10. So if you look at this as an 8x10, look at what you've created for yourself. This is an exact 8x10 frame. So when you put this on Instagram now, what do? Do you cut her foot away and show it like this, or are you cutting her head and showing her foot and taking away her hair? So you can see now you're in the situation where you might have to start recreating backgrounds or putting these ugly frames that people put on their like these like side frames, so you can, like, it's just hideous. My girl does that. I hate it so much, but it is what it is. So that's the only issue, Tia. With, if it wasn't for the crop, it would be 100% yes. I want to look in a little bit tighter at this image so I can show you a couple things. Like, I want to see skin retouching. There's a little bit of stuff that you can do here, and again, I'm going to teach you how to do it. This is a scar on her forehead, which again you would probably take out because she'd probably be happy that you're taking it out. Her eyelashes are way too extra. This is a thing, like, I always try to tell photographers to shy away from fake eyelashes because of how they look on camera. When you look here, you can see two lashes. You see her fake ones, and then you see her real ones underneath. Yes or yes, right? So it's just like, it ends up looking like, and then this side, the angle doesn't look like she has this on this side. So does she only have one of them on? Or what? So because of how thick this is on this side, it's not at all that thick on that side. Also, where her eyes are tracking, you have to have her eyes tracking where her nose is tracking. So her nose is tracking this way, but her eyes are tracking that way, which then what that does is open up all of this. We call this eye goo. This part of the eye is the least flattering place to see. And it also, you're pushing the most beautiful part of the eye so far that way that you don't get to see it at all. And then it doesn't catch any of the light. So, so eyes have to track where the nose tracks, like here. And then, yeah, the eyebrows, once I start looking in close here and seeing those eyebrows, it's not great makeup. But, yeah, and then you got to watch the legs, because when we look in here and then seeing, like, all of this has to be smoothed out. All of that has to be, like, taken care of. And then when we look over here and see this part of her legs and her, like, all of that has to be, like, professionally retouched. She's got too many marks on her legs. So those are all things that I notice, and you also have to notice. But yeah, the biggest thing for me is making sure when you're shooting that you're giving yourself like 2 fingers on the top and 2 fingers on the bottom, so it'll crop to 8x10. It's hard to lock in, but the more you shoot, the easier it'll be. That is Tia Dunlop. Tia, I'm giving you love here, girl. Very well done. I'm actually going to give you an 11 on this picture. But I want you to also see the mistakes that you made. So just secrets. I want you to look at some of my verticals and look at how much floor I gave in that image. If you look let me find another one. This, how much room I gave. This, how much room I gave. I think that's actually cropped to 9x12. Some of these are cropped to 9x12. But you can see here how much room. But then if you go to my tear sheets, you can see that as a magazine cover, which you can see the magazines are way more like 9x12. And you can see here what that looked like as a magazine cover. Like they punched in, they put his head in front of the masthead. So you can see like they're not 8x10, but they're like 9x12. And every magazine has a slightly different proportion. So this is all at stevecarty.com if you want to see, like, and again, when I talk about cover formatting and when I talk about double page spreads, like this is why, because I shoot covers, I shoot double page spreads. I'm used to the formatting, and I really try to get you on that same page as far as the formatting. It's super necessary. All right. So, Tia, I think you killed it, girl. I just want you to notice all of those small things. All right? You did very well. Thanks for submitting. Taylor, you with me? She's tripping. Yo! As long as you guys are having a good fun. As long as you guys are having a good time. All right. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. Sometimes we just glitch out. All right. Amond Thompson is our last submission. Ammon says, another subject from my high school senior headshot series, 2 strobe setup, front with 120 softbox and rear hair light with grid. Fujifilm X-T5 27mm 1.2, 125, 1/250th of a second at 7.1. This is Ammon Thompson. Ammon. This is a vibe, Ammon. This is a vibe. I mean, you definitely have something here with this guy. He's got a very unique face. Let's look at this as a cover. You can see it frames up nicely as a cover. As an 8x10, It frames up fine as an 8x10, so I like that as well. This is good for me. And again, you got really jet black. Like, you really did manage to achieve this beautiful jet black where you can't tell the difference between the D-max of the background and the D-max of my background. So this is good. I want to look at this a little bit closer. I have a feeling you might have done a little bit of darkening. But exposure-wise, there's a couple of mistakes back here as far as your cropping. As you can see here, what you did under his ear here actually went past this part of his skin. So make sure that you bring that part of his skin back. And yes, I do notice this kind of detail. Obviously what you're doing down here along the hair, his hairs, that's where I'm seeing the digital stuff, like in here. That's where you can see it. And then you can see black versus shadow detail. That's what I was looking for, Emin, to tell you the truth. I was looking for shadow detail not being jet black. So that's kind of where I'm catching you, is right in here. It's just more, it's more the exposure isn't perfect. And because of that, we're now not getting the right black inside the shadows. As you see here, this color should be equally that color in here. Should be equally that color in there. But other than that, other than that, I think we're winning here. This is a vibe. I mean, your light, I just want you to watch this nose shadow. We're trying to push that nose shadow a little bit. Like, what we do is we move our light a little bit more that way. So we can get that nose shadow to join this shadow and just give us a little bit more Rembrandt. Your rear light, it's hitting a little bit too much of hit the side of his face. I would pull that rear light a little bit more around so it's rimming him more than filling in shade. Personally. But again, that's like personal preference. I still think that you did well, but you notice the underexposureness just in the shadows and in his hair just a little bit. You can see how the shadow darkness isn't quite as dark as it should be based on how black that background is. But again, it's still a very good effort. There's Emin Thompson, everybody, and that is our last shot of the day. Emin! Well done, everybody. I'm going to give some photos of the week, and then I'm going to give you this week's assignment. No wheel spin. We're doing a little bit different this year. I'm setting up assignments, and my assignments are aligning with my content, if that makes any sense. My assignments are aligning with my content. I talked about Nike a couple of weeks ago on my podcast, and then Thursday's assignment, which is coming up this Thursday, is I'm looking at your Nike ads based on the concept of just do it. So I'm now starting to really make my assignments way more focused and commercially applicable. Like, you, after doing this, you could tag Nike, and then now Nike is looking at your work just based on you doing this assignment. So I'm really trying to push you into another realm with these assignments. So stand by while I just scan here and choose my photos of the week. There's a few. Coming up first with a photo of the week, Rafael Ortiz. Photo of the week, Raf. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done, Rafael. Next photo of the week. This next photo of the week's going to... This is Anton Dudis. Anton. It's a photo of the week, Anton. Well done. Well done. Excellently. Excellently done. Excellently done. Excellently done. Well done. That's Anton Dudis. Next photo of the week. Sorry, I lost my mouse. Lost my mouse. Our next photo of the week goes to Charles Fortin with this picture right here. Photo of the week, baby. Very, very, very well done. It's excellent. Excellent. Keep in mind everything that I said about the crop, 16 by 9, and all of that stuff. Congratulations. All right. Do we have more? Yes. This shooter. This photo brought me joy. This photo. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. Photo of the week. Lamont DeSalle. Photo of the week, Lamont. Congratulations, buddy. Welcome. Glad you're here. Lamont DeSalle. That's a photo of the week right there. Congratulations. And let's see. Are there more? Am I awarding more? Yeah, I got 2 more. I got 2 more. 2 more. Photo of the week. Jennifer Grace. Congratulations, Jennifer. It's a vibe. Just a vibe. It's so likable. So likable. Again, remember all the things that I said to you during your review, but very well done. And our last picture. Again, I grade you against you, okay? This is something that you have to understand. You're not being graded against any of the other photographers. You're being graded against yourself. I'm learning about you and I'm learning where your bar is. I'm learning about you. And then once I know where your bar is, then I can start pushing you to always be above it and calling you whenever you drop below it. Like, you'll know right away because I'll be pissed off when I see a picture that now that I see your bar, if you drop below that bar, you'll hear me like, you'll hear me. You'll hear me say, what the fuck? Like, that's what I'll say. Because I know you're not living up to your potential. That's all. All right. And our last photo of the week. Last photo of the week goes to Tia Dunlop. Tia, this picture made me happy. It brought me joy. And again, I'm learning about you. I'm finding your bar. I'm learning where your bar is. But you all did incredibly well. Congratulations. I feel like there's 2 best in shows this week. 2 best in shows. The first best in show goes to Charles Fortin. That's a best in show, my guy. Hey, Ashe, welcome. Glad you're here. Charles Fortin, congratulations. That is a best in show. And we have one more best in show today. And that photographer is Lamont DeSalle. Best in show. Congratulations, Lamont. Very, 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 very well done. Very good. Just saying. I don't take the pictures, yo. I just judge them. All right, guys. And you also see how the Carty crew, these people don't mess around. These people don't mess around. Like, the work is crazy. All right, you guys want your assignment. This is your assignment. First of all, this is for, obviously, you know this week. I'm going to remind you, Thursday, if you're not already in Thursday's assignment, like the one that's coming up, like that's due tomorrow, I shouldn't even be telling you this because like you already know this, but this is Thursday's brief that's due tomorrow. Okay. I told you this last week, but I'm just reminding you. Nike's preparing for their next campaign and they require a lead image that embodies the brand's just do it spirit. The final image should feel aspirational while remaining authentic to the spirit of the sport and athletic achievement. I want you to think magazine covers, billboards, center horizontal, center focused horizontal if need be, double page spread layouts. All of these ideas are accepted. Now, that is your assignment that I want to see on Thursday. People photographers are going to be capturing athletes or everyday people in dynamic motion wearing the brand. And I want you to ensure that the apparel, the shoes, like whatever they're wearing that's Nike actually fits your photo's message. If you shoot places, I want to be thinking about documenting urban training environments or iconic sports venues. And I want you to think about how you can include the brand and the product, Nike's product, creatively. And if you shoot things, products, you should buy a pair of Nikes and just shoot them. Shoot Nike's products in an authentic way, in an action scenario. Okay, so that was the assignment that is due tomorrow. So that's what you're going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be looking at on Thursday. So you know. Okay, next Thursday, which is January 30th, we got an amazing assignment. And this assignment is called Strategic Imperfection. I'm going to say that again. Strategic imperfection. Oh, I love this assignment. This is the brief, okay? I want you to create an image that highlights how perfection is an illusion. Perfection is an illusion, okay? So I want you to create an image that highlights the fact that perfection is an illusion. I want you to strive for authenticity, oddity, humor, or imperfection itself in a strategic way, that a consumer would take notice. And again, double page spreads, verticals, accepted. I'm going to accept a vertical or a horizontal for the photo. But again, if you shoot horizontal, don't compose on the thirds. You know the rules for horizontal by now. If you're shooting vertical, cover, magazine, you know the rules, okay? Strategic imperfection. If you shoot people, I want you to highlight a person making an obvious error, performing a task. That's just an idea. Like somebody with an ice cream stuck to their head. Do something strategically but imperfect. I want you to document someone who would be expected to look perfect in a humorous way. Maybe they're yawning or picking something out of their teeth. I want you to do something different. If you shoot places, I want you to capture an immaculate space with one element that's out of alignment. You can understand that, right? One element out of alignment in a perfect place. Show perfect symmetrical architecture with one intentionally misaligned element. If you shoot things, create a lineup of identical objects with one flawed one. Shoot pop cans, perfect can, perfect can, perfect can. Move your head into an area of creativity. And if you shoot things, showcase a perfect setup disrupted by one chaotic thing. That is this week's assignment, and you can see these assignments align beautifully. Strategic imperfection, if you watched last week's podcast, that's exactly what I was talking about. And you see this week, Thursday, now you get to do it. So that is your task. I've been Steve Carty. I hope that brought you value.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
It's like you guys are still hanging out. It's like you still want to talk to me. Listen, we have the best community. We're all going to be hanging out there right now. Go on over there and hang out. Thursdays, we hang out there on Zoom. And we do a little hangout. And we talk about topics related to professional photography. I'd love to have you in my community. Go there right now, thecartymethod.com/community. Sign up while you still can. It's not going to be $10 next week.